Mr. President, is there no deal?
That's Ukrainian President Volodymr Zelensky after President Trump told him to leave the White House minutes after fireworks erupted in the Oval Office over Ukraine's war with Russia.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country.
Zelensky said the U.S. is not immune to the problems caused by the war.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem.
At one point, Vice President J.D. Vance jumped into the fray.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
The leaders were supposed to sign a deal to grant the U.S. access to some of Ukraine's rare earth minerals as reimbursement for American military aid. But it did not have the security guarantees Zelensky wanted to deter Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States.
I think that was very disrespectful.
Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia from Long Beach blasting the meeting during an appearance on Fox 11's The Issue Is.
We have, and we'll be very clear, that Vladimir Putin attacked Ukraine. And the fact that Donald Trump is unwilling to say that and willing to say and call Zelensky a dictator himself, and that somehow Ukraine provoked Putin to attack, I think is just really shameful. I think we need to be very honest about what happened.
A different view on the show from Sheriff Chad Bianco of Riverside, a Republican candidate for California governor.
President Zelensky has been allowed to say a whole lot of things without being confronted for a couple of years. And I think that the confrontation was long overdue. It's maybe a little odd that it was in that type of a setting.
Chaos.
And this from Harvey Levin on the set of TMZ Live.
I think Donald Trump has a plan to shake things up because that feeling of shaking things up is what people want. And it doesn't mean that it's ultimately going to be productive. Maybe some of it will, but clearly some of it won't. But I think shaking things up is the mantra at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue right now.
So in a statement on Truth Social, President Trump says in part, quote, "I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage, I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America in his cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace." So just about an hour ago, Zelensky sat down with Fox's Brett Baer in Washington to talk about that heated exchange in the Oval Office.
But do you think the public spat in the Oval Office in front of the media served Ukrainians well today?
I think this kind of spat is this is not good for both sides anyway, and I very open, but I can't change our Ukrainian attitude to Russian, and I don't want they kill us for us. This is very, very clear that Americans are the best of our friends, Europeans are the best of our friends, and Putin with Russian, their enemies. And it doesn't mean that we don't want peace. We just want to recognize the reality, the real situation.
Zelensky said his country is ready for peace and that he is willing to take a diplomatic approach through negotiations with Russian President Putin, but only if there are security guarantees for Ukraine. We'll have much more from Sheriff Bianco, Congressman Garcia, and Harvey Levin tonight on The Issue Is, which airs every Friday night at 10:30 right here on Fox 11. We also have an extensive conversation on TMZ Live, which I'm co-hosting with Harvey Levin, which is going to air tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. here on Fox 11.
We could go on and on for a while. It was a lengthy exchange.
Yeah.
I know my family said, come to the TV. You've got to see this.
We have never seen anything like that in American history, and that is something that's going to be written about in history books for many years to come.